welcome to A Star to Steer by the Star Trek Thing podcast.
A stars to star.
Today is a momentous day.
How momentous is it, Jake?
It is the 130th episode of our show.
It's pretty momentous.
Divisible by 10.
It sure is.
And by 13.
Yeah, that's right. Good. Very good. And 5.
2.
And 2.
And
Yep.
65.
Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place here. I mean, we got
fucking numbers.
We got big numbers.
The best numbers.
The best.
The loudest.
Yes.
Top men.
You could say that there are a lot of factors that make today such a math.
I don't like you.
Ouch.
Okay, anyway, we're going to be talking about some Star Trek episodes.
Have we introduced ourselves yet?
Nope.
Great. There are a whole bunch of other podcasts I listen to where the announcers never introduce themselves, and I'm just at loss for the entire episode. I'm like, I don't know which one you are.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm listening to.
How
How did I get
Where
here?
am I? This isn't even my house.
Honestly, if somebody doesn't know who we are and they're just starting our podcast with episode 130, they're just looking through our back library and they're like, ooh, Liaisons and Interface. I should start there. Then they're doomed.
That's what I would do.
Jake's like, I don't even want them listening to our podcast.
I do, please.
Yeah,
listen.
no, the rest of us do.
This is Chris.
No, it's great.
This is Ames.
This is Caitlin.
And this is also Jake. Okay, great. We've done that part. So, and as alluded to earlier, the two episodes we'll be talking about are Liaisons and Interface. Liaisons and Interface. Ooh, I have about 2 minutes to wrap this up, so let me
We've been gabbing.
Let me jump into Liaisons real quick here. So, as everyone knows, this first aired September 27th, 1993.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah, September 27th. Someone look up what events have occurred on that date.
I'm not going to do that.
We should start doing stuff
Fast
like that.
and loose,
Like
said.
what was the zeitgeist? I mean, this is probably
It was
post?
the 90s. I was wearing jelly shoes.
Yeah, it was the 90s. People hated gay people and loved grunge. There, you're caught up. It was the 90s.
World Trade Center bombing. That was 93.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When was the O.J. Simpson trial? 94. Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, and
Just
in
missed
this auspicious year, we decided to start season 7 of TNG.
We sure did. So this is episode 2, Liaisons is. So what happens in Liaisons?
Good question.
Let me read the card so I can refresh
Do
myself.
you forget what happened in Liaisons?
I sort of also forget. Like, I know I liked both
The
of these
title of the
episodes, but I
episodes
don't
are
remember.
kind of shit.
Yeah. At this point, they're all just
Single okay.
words.
Yep. I just needed to see the names. Okay. All right. So in Liaisons, so the Enterprise.
Jesus Christ.
What?
The Sukhumi Massacre took place on September 27th, 1993, during and after the fall of Sukhumi into separatist hands in the course of the war in Abkhazia.
Is this like a Avengers thing? What is
No, this is all real. It was perpetrated against Georgian civilians of Sukhumi,
Ooh.
mainly by militia forces of Abkhaz separatists, their North Caucasian and Russian allies. Fuck me
Wow.
dead.
Well, shame on us for watching
Now
Star Trek.
Now I'm really sad I actually looked up September for you.
Yeah, see, that's what happens.
Well, let's never do that again.
Isn't September, like...
What? There must have been an interesting celebrity born that day.
Isn't September, like, statistically the worst month for, like, bad shit to happen?
I don't know. I've never heard that.
Anyway, sorry, go
I was
on.
born
I'll
then,
look into
so
it.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Disagree.
Okay. Well, anyway. So getting back to it. So in Liaisons, the Enterprise is joined by 3 ambassadors from this planet, which I don't remember.
Ayar?
Sure, Yarian something, and they kind of got sticks up their butt the whole time. One of them goes off on a shuttle with Picard. One of them is like a total hard ass and is trying to get under Worf's skin the whole time. And the third one, who seems kind of like a nice dude, just wants to eat cake
With Troy.
and hang around with Troy.
I choose that existence.
Yeah, so episode goes on. There's a good ABC plot going here. The A plot is Picard. He is in the shuttle with this guy who he actually doesn't know is an ambassador. He's just a pilot, as far as Picard knows. But their ship encounters a problem and it has to crash land on a planet that has got this like crazy electric storm. It's real fucked up. So
You're in the yellow, Jake. Speed it up.
fuck. Okay, so long story short, on the planet, the guy appears to be dead. Picard encounters this woman who's kind of got this crazy vibe going on because she says she's lived on the planet for 7 years all alone.
7 years? I thought 1 or 2 maybe.
She immediately wants to polish Picard's dome.
Tell me how this woman who wasn't... Well, no, never mind.
Anyway, so she's there. Picard's like, listen, no, I barely know you and you're crazy. So I'm not going to screw you. Let's just get off the planet. So she starts sabotaging his shit. Well, long story short, it turns out it was actually the dude from the shuttle in disguise as this woman. And then back on the ship, the guy that was trying to the guy that was trying to antagonize Worf was literally just trying to antagonize Worf. Like, he wasn't just a jerk. That's what he wanted to do. And the guy that was hanging out with Troy literally wanted to just eat cake. Like, there was no ulterior motives here. That's just
they wanted to experience cake.
So that's what it was. So they come from basically what they explain is, oh, our race, well, we don't have any of this shit, you know. We're just like the most simple fucking people. We got no joy, no emotion.
Our food is bland.
We eat bland ass food. We basically like matzo crackers all the time.
Wow.
If that's the only thing you ate.
No, I just mean that, like, it's literally Passover week and you're taking a crack at matzah.
This isn't gonna fucking air.
Well, yeah, Bethem's airs.
Yeah.
I know, it's funny, that's all.
Also,
I just have matzah on the brain, okay?
well, there were many people of note born on September 27th in general, including Gwyneth Paltrow and Avril Lavigne. None of note were born specifically on September 27th, 1993.
That we know of yet.
That we know of yet.
Gwyneth Paltrow, she's the one with the
Goop.
egg vagina.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the what now?
She has her company sells a product. It's a jade egg that you jam up your clam, and it's supposed to give you some kind.
I mean, he's not kidding. That's the problem.
No, that is
but
true.
you jam up your clam is what I'm laughing at. I'm not laughing about the jade egg. I'm sure the jade egg is real.
It's the world's worst ovipositor.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's not enjoy. It's not.
Well, no, but I'm guessing it's like for Kegels.
No,
Or is
No,
it
it's
like-
supposed to balance your chi or
literally-
something.
Oh, it's crystal magic.
Yeah,
It's
Yes.
literally magic.
Vagina crystal magic.
Yeah, she also
Huh?
sells like stickers that if you stick them in places, they make you happy or something.
Yeah, and they like
I
claim it
love
has.
stickers.
They tried
But
claiming.
not Lisa Frank though, so it won't work.
They tried claiming there was like NASA technology in there, and NASA was like, "Stop claiming that, or we
I'm
will
sorry.
sue you."
What NASA sticker technology? And really, sometimes you don't want NASA technology. They went and invented a whole fucking new pen to write in space when you could have just had a pencil.
No. Have you ever seen that?
No. Is that a Snopes?
No, that's a
What
real
hap-
thing.
what happens
But
with pencils
you
in
don't
space?
want a pencil in
Yeah,
space
you have to have
because
pencil
you have to.
shavings.
Yeah, and that can
Use
get
a
into
mechanical
electronics and
pencil.
blow up your. No,
Son
You still
of
have
a...
graphite.
Yeah,
right?
pen-
Graphite's
pen
really
better.
conductive.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then one of those...
yeah, all those people who were smug about pencils in space.
Alright, how about
Are
you use
fucking
a
idiots.
computer then? I'm
But
sure
all
they have
the-
lots of
yeah.
those.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't an option
Anyway.
back then. But all those clickable pencils with the lead strips.
Yeah, again, the graphite is highly. Anyway, point is, we're
It's
here not
highly
about.
what?
You don't want graphite powder floating around in a spacecraft because it'll get into instruments and short them out.
Fucking A.
Yeah, no, you want ink. Anyway, we're here for fake space, not real space. Liaison sucked.
Liaison was dumb.
Oh, I didn't hate
I
it.
actually
was
liked it.
dumb.
I liked this episode.
I was so bored.
The ending was like Chase levels let down.
No, I mean I picked up on it pretty quickly. What was going on?
I think I feel like
I don't
we
think
just-
I have to say I don't think I've ever seen this episode before.
I
This is
definitely
the first
haven't.
time I've seen this episode.
I do not believe that. I do not believe that.
I
donuts.
am very sure I have not seen this episode.
Yeah. Loquel would have loved that. Donuts.
He was fun. I liked him.
Yeah,
It's fun. It's shallow, unnecessary bullshit.
Haven't
It's,
we
like,
done
dumb.
this
It's dumb.
before? Like aliens experiencing other.
Yeah, like in The Child or name other various things.
Well,
It's just like we've
and that's like
done
sort of-
this, and
this
we've
is-
done it better.
well, this is also like sort of Data's every existence.
I like the
Every
lady.
day of
I like the lady on the
Anna?
planet. Yeah,
She was cuckoo.
she was cuckoo for Cocoa
But she
Puffs.
wasn't even. She wasn't though because that was Voval pretending to be the lady.
Well, then he must be cuckoo for
What I
Cocoa
don't understand
Puffs.
is how did
Or a
he
great
know how to play a horny lady?
They had read they said that they had
She took
seen a...
descriptive accounts of her.
So she
of
was
her journey.
so she was that horny the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
she would have fucked
And they
anything
wanted-
that landed on that planet.
And
Sounds
they
like
were-
she did.
Well, yeah, I mean, a guy landed on the planet, she, like, fell in love with him, and so they thought, yes, this is what we will do. We will reenact this to experience this human thing that they call love.
Love me.
I believe in a thing called love.
I was just thinking of that song. I
Just
hate that
listen to the
song.
rhythm of my
The
heart.
only
How can
thing-
you hate that
I
song?
just
It's
hate
so
that
good.
song.
The only thing I thought was a nice touch, and it turned out to be part of the act, so, was the fact that, like, she had to struggle to remember some basic words because she hadn't really talked to anybody for so long. Like, I thought that felt real.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I have nothing nice to say about this episode.
Well, because remember, I had a friend who used to visit from Turkey.
Yeah.
Was she on the show once, actually? She was here for Rogue One, wasn't she?
Yes.
Chopin? Yeah.
Chulpan, yeah. So she didn't, like, because, I mean, she would speak English for work sometimes, but, like, otherwise, her everyday was Turkish, so sometimes she would feel like she was struggling with English, and I'd be like, well, you sound fine, so.
Yeah, no, she sounded fine on the show. That was our Star Wars adventure.
Star Wars. Yeah, I think
see a Star War.
so although I figured out pretty quickly in the episode, okay, they're like testing people.
Yeah.
I did not foresee that it was like a literal illusion. You know, it was a costume he was wearing.
Mm.
I thought it was like they just had captured some woman and stranded her on a planet so that they could do like the not Bem. What's the other one?
What?
The girl in that episode of
What a
Menagerie,
TOS.
the cage?
Well, yeah, kind of like the cage. Actually, yeah, more cage. Like I was gonna say,
Oh, like the chick in All Our Yesterdays?
No.
The one who falls in love with Spock and lives in a cave?
the little
yeah.
the little pixie girl,
Oh, Gem?
Gem.
Oh, Gem!
That's like, it sounds like them.
Zarabeth.
You're right, I can see where
Zarabeth was the chick from All Our Yesterdays.
Good
Like,
Yeah, I thought it was like Bam. Let me take my legs off.
Oh no, why does it sound like Yoda?
because it was doing something stupid.
What was he doing? I haven't got to make that. Oh, I don't think I made that joke in Relics.
Oh,
I blew my one chance. That was my last chance
No,
to
you
make
got
that.
one. You got one,
One
more
more
chance.
chance.
One more
I
chance.
do?
You do.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see him in the
Do they show up in
Kelvins, too.
Generations
Yeah,
or some bullshit?
Generations, yeah.
And we'll see him in the Kelvins, in 8 years if I haven't
Well,
quit
that's
the
What do
show.
you-
But that's
doing.
not doing.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
that's-
gonna say, it's
That's
not
just
actually
Scotty.
doing. That's.
Oh, that's a good point.
What's his face? What
Simon
is his
Pegg.
face? There it is.
I think James Doohan's son is in some fan productions of.
We'll do it then.
We'll
There we
we'll
go.
cover those someday.
Well, she.
But, as Jake was saying, like, yeah, I wouldn't have probably caught on to the ruse that Voval wasn't dead and this was actually Voval in disguise.
I knew he
trying
wasn't dead.
Trying to fall in love with Picard.
Yeah, that was-
It's an odd angle. It's another species that can shapeshift.
Well, I assumed it was like a hollow projector kind of thing.
I thought so too,
'Cause
but
he
now
seemed
you're
to
just
be-
convincing me that it's.
Because I feel like he actually like fiddled with the necklace first, so I think that was like his hollow projector.
But he left it somewhere.
But then he had it again later.
But also,
That's
But
what-
then what was left in the ship?
Where?
The necklace. The necklace got broken and...
Yeah, that's right. I think he had another one.
Or
Because that's how
maybe
Picard.
because he went into the ship after he dropped the necklace, so he could have just got it again.
Yeah, that's what I
if
mean.
he needed it.
So
Yeah.
here's my thing, and I have no problem with it, but that means Voval totally kissed Picard.
Yes.
I'm into it.
Hot.
Yeah, that was maybe this is one of those things that SD it wasn't a problem, but it was far too obviously Voval's shadow when he was dragging Picard away when he was first knocked out.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't
Really?
even
Why would they
notice
do
that.
that?
Well, because again, probably in 1993 on a fucking little SD television, it would have just been a black blob.
Yeah,
But
but why?
in
Why?
80, it's
Why,
like-
when filming, have it be the guy and not the girl?
That's a good point.
As a little clue to viewers, eagle-eyed viewers.
No, they just couldn't find a woman who could carry Picard around.
Well, have you seen the fat bastard? No, I'm just kidding, obviously.
I ate a baby.
Not this again. It would have been kind of funny. It's like, well, you don't look like a blah blah alien unless you lost 2 arms. I do! Ah! Oh god, I'm sorry.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I thought it was okay, and I like that it was an A, B, and C plot episode, which most of the time there's usually when there's more than 2 plots happening, they don't work well together. But
Yeah, but I didn't like any of the plots.
I mean, they weren't great,
What was
but they
the
also
other plot?
well, there was the
There
Worf.
were 3 peoples.
Yeah, there was Worf.
Oh, okay.
and
It
then there
was nice
Troy.
to see Troy having to deal with someone as annoying as she is. She didn't handle it well.
No.
He's testing even my limits.
I can't eat this much cake.
I like how Worf and the other guy went off to the holodeck to have sex.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Skeletor.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was involved.
Skelesex.
Oh, you know what I read was that
Cass man.
Loquel's actor, Loquel being the one that palled around with with Troy was actually allergic to chocolate.
Oh no.
That's like the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, for the poker game, they were going to give him like chocolate-covered raisins and chocolate-covered peanuts or something. And he says, yeah, but I'm allergic to chocolate. And they're like, oh, fuck! To the candy store!
You think that would be like on your resume or like when you...
Maybe it was and they missed it.
When you accept a job, like that's like an important thing, I think. I don't know, maybe not.
It could be one of those things that the casting director didn't realize they had to be keeping an eye out for when they were doing the casting.
Maybe.
If the parts didn't work so seamlessly together, it would almost feel like they hadn't actually solidified the script. You know, one of those things where they're still finishing it as it goes, but as it was definitely too tight for that to have been the case.
Was it that tight?
Well, it did really work well, I thought, though.
You had to ask for card.
Oh no. No, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I just thought it was good fun. It wasn't like a great episode. It was just like a little bit of entertainment.
I was bored.
Were you?
I was waiting for the plot to start.
When it ended, I was upset. Because it was a dumb ending.
When it started and I was like, oh great, another stranded on a planet story.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, well, we've done the stranded on the planet story a few times, and we didn't, like, the enemy was that plot to perfection, basically.
Final mission.
Yeah, Final Mission was garbage.
I thought you liked Final Mission.
No.
Oh, no, you didn't like Final Mission. That's the opposite.
But yeah, so...
I learned a thing today.
It's opposite day. Don't worry about it.
Hooray!
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind this episode. Did anyone else think, like, Riker let the fight at the poker game go on a little long?
Yeah, it kind of took him a while to restrain him. I had that in my notes.
Well, because he probably also wanted to punch the motherfucker, and he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna let him get a couple good ones in.
Yeah.
And then, once it looks like it's gone too far, I'll pull him back.
And then it turns out...
Because imagine having to listen to that fucking smug prick talk to, like, one of your best officers and, like, ostensibly, like, a friend. You'd want to fucking... Yeah, exactly.
I loved the scene where Worf is like, I'm going to strangle him, and I'm going to rip out his esophagus!
I missed this scene.
I'm going to rip off his head and shit down his neck.
I did like... Though I will say I also like this where, Worf is describing his personality, and Data's like, it's great, you're just alike.
Yeah,
oh, no.
You guys should bond over your similarities or whatever. I was like, wow, Data, you're fucking savage. Nice. He's just drinking a little teacup, like, that's none of my business.
Yeeted all over that guy.
Really, Worf should have been all okay with it, because it's an excuse not to hang out with Alexander.
That's true. Yeah, he does hate that child.
So much.
But the thing is, if this guy was trying to get a rise out of him, maybe he was making him spend time with Alexander, and that's why he was so ragey.
No, see, if Worf had been stuck with the other guy, wait, you have a child?
Oh, okay, I'm actually glad you mentioned that, though, because that part was so weird when he's like, what is this? And I'm like...
Oh, how do you procreate? Not in front of the child. Not in front of the child!
What was that, I feel like that the mother in that situation was in a really weird situation. Like,
she was just like, feed my child dessert.
Because, like, was she going to say no? Like, a senior officer on the ship.
Some guy who's part of the delegation.
Wants me to give my child to this man so we can feed him some strange treats.
Yeah, this ambassador who's learning about you.
Yeah, so weird.
I wrote down in my notes, oh no, these jumpsuits.
Oh, they were bad.
Oh, yes, these jumpsuits.
No!
Those are some rough jumpsuits, definitely.
Much bulge.
You can tell which way they dressed.
Oh shit, I missed it. Was there bulge that I missed?
There was enough.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed. I'm supposed to. If Chris is the ship aesthetic nerd, and Jake is like the canon nerd, and Ames is like the everything else nerd, I at least need to be bulge patrol, and I fucking dropped the balls.
Hey,
clearly.
So did they.
Patrol. That's good. I like it. I approve of this bulge patrol.
Yeah.
Oh, I also wrote in my notes. So why did Voval do his shapeshifty trick and not the others? If they were looking to learn.
It might have been technology. Like, it might have just because, like, why would these people? Like, they're the least interesting species in the galaxy.
Yeah, we're just saying something.
Yet they have shape-shifting ability. I don't buy it. I think whatever his necklace was like...
Why don't the other two have that?
Because they didn't need it.
Well,
his specific mission was to seduce Picard.
Yeah.
So he had that piece of equipment.
Well, the one went to antagonize Worf could have shapeshifted into something that antagonizes Worf,
like Alexander.
Or Alexander.
Well, that's the thing. Their mission involved them being themselves.
You know...
Because it would be weird if he just suddenly turned into something else while he was there. Like, by the way, now I'm a Romulan.
What was his name? Laval? Is that right?
Volval?
Volva? I know, I was thinking that. Of course I was. I'm always thinking
I was going to say, when aren't you?
It's true. Oh, dear.
What was your question?
I don't remember what the fuck I was going to...
Dolores!
Oh, God. Molva? No, I was just going to say that Volval didn't realize that he always had all the equipment he needed to seduce Picard. I don't know. That's all. There's no point to it.
At least for once, someone wasn't seducing Troy.
True.
Maybe that guy was trying. Maybe that's how he thought being sexy worked for people. With this cake all over his face. Do you love cake?
You know what really irritated me about this? Whenever Anna would leave the transport, she would lock the door behind her.
Yeah.
But there was very clearly a handle on the inside that you could turn to unlock it, because every time she locked it, the handle turned. Yet when Picard was trying to escape, he went and grabbed a crowbar?
Yeah, that's a good
point. He
point.
didn't even try to turn the knob. Like,
maybe he knows about Tyrellian cargo freighters. I don't know.
Well, he was surprised that it locked from the outside to begin with.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know that much about them.
Couldn't help you.
Also, why would he think the crowbar would work? Like, it doesn't, like, it's not wood. It's metal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know
He's not fucking Data.
Maybe he was going to try to rip off an access panel? I don't know.
No, he literally put it in the seam of the door.
Oh, he
was
did?
trying
I
to
missed
leverage
that.
the door
That's
open.
fucking stupid.
He wanted to fix his broken ribs. No, I did read that this plot was meant to be an allegory to the movie/novel Misery.
Oh!
I thought that too!
I was like, this bitch pulling some Misery shit.
I thought the same thing, because she's like, I saved you from your wreck.
See, I've never seen Misery.
Neither have I, but I know the gist.
You've never... Are you telling me I never made you watch Misery?
I am.
Dude, I'm just like a bad person.
I mean, we watched a bunch of other movies.
You've seen Dolores Claiborne.
Yes, that's one we watched together.
See, but here's the thing. Misery is way better than Dolores Claiborne. I mean, they're both great.
I mean, I don't know. Does Misery involve, like, spoilers for Dolores Claiborne coming up, murdering
Plummer?
the shit out of a pedophile? Because that's kind of bitching.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway,
as we're back on the subject of Star Trek, I also had a couple notes because, you know, as we're in season 7, the ultimate season for the Next Generation, obviously their attentions were still divided with DS9, which has already proved kind of sucky in season 6, as we learned last month.
Goodness, yes.
But Moore and Braga were also working on Generations.
Oh, God.
During the entire season.
Oh, the movie was already being worked on?
It was already being worked on. It had a Thanksgiving 1994 release. And as Jake mentioned at the top of this episode, Liaisons aired September 27th, 1993.
So did they basically, like, wrap the series finale and go right into filming Generations?
No. I think there was overlap, but I might
there couldn't have been
making
much
that
because
up.
they had to do extensive set redesigns for the finale,
And they had to turn off 3/4 of the lights.
Well, no, so the finale has.
Oh, the finale. Sorry,
the finale has
yeah.
not spoiler alert, but the finale has multiple sets.
Yeah.
That are redresses of existing sets.
Yeah.
And Generations also makes major changes onto those sets. So
Yeah.
there's really 4 major set redesigns that take place in the course of essentially 2 episodes worth of stuff.
Damn.
Yeah. And again, like I said, with Generations, they also turn off a shitload of the lights.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Also, Voyager was also already known to be in the pipeline.
Yeah, but it must have been very early because that
they
didn't
were-
premiere until late '94.
Yeah, they were doing like
Or
the
95
early
even.
development of Voyager, but they knew that, you know, everything was transitioning.
Yeah.
They knew this was the last season of TNG, obviously, so the quality of work starts to just decline rapidly.
Yeah, it just seems like I think they lost a bunch
Senioritis.
of their writers to DS9 as well.
What a kindler, simpler time it was that they were like, hey, TNG was super popular. Let's plan a movie and 3 more series. Whereas now it's like, oh, there's new Star Trek. Oh, well, we all fucking hate it. Okay, well.
But we're still planning 3 more series.
How many series?
What is it now?
We're fucking never going to be done with this podcast, you realize.
Yeah.
We'll
on
be
forever.
gathering
There's
around the
Section
fucking table at
31.
the nursing
Is that
home.
still in
Supposedly,
talks?
they're still working on Section 31. Picard started
Oh,
filming
hi,
this
baby.
week.
I'm excited for the Picard show.
they just
there's
announced the
2
Pike
animated-
series today.
Yeah, there's the, like...
What?
Jake's lying. Don't listen to Jake.
You asshole! I got so excited.
You're excited about that?
I'd watch the fuck out of a
I
Pike
would
series.
absolutely watch Pike all day, every
But
day.
you also have to watch Spock.
You're so fucking mean. I really thought you meant it.
Yeah, we got the 2 cartoons,
Listen,
one for
if I say it,
teenagers,
it might come true. So
the one for, like, I think adults.
I just think, logically thinking, if they spent a fuck ton of money on that bridge set,
Yeah, you might as well use
to
it.
use it for 2 episodes. Seems
Which?
a bit
The
wasteful.
Enterprise. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and it was so lovely.
Eh.
It's Chris's favorite iteration.
It
of
was
the
a
Enterprise.
discotheque. We get it.
What?
This one's just
I'm just a hater.
She's
It's fine.
a Sally shit on it.
That's a
Anyway.
phrase.
Yeah, yeah. Haven't you ever heard of that? Sally shit on it.
It's just
Anyway, interface.
interface.
Oh no.
Oh my god, where to begin? So Geordi is he's playing with his new Vive, I guess. And he's doing some VR shit. And he's wearing like this haptic feedback suit, but in reality he's controlling a robot from using his
visor inputs or whatever, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. And it turns out he's actually controlling a robot that is floating around the ship and is like a new thing. It's like one of the bomb robots where, like, if there's a hazard, they can send this robot in.
Oh, bomb robot, I think.
Yeah.
Not
I thought
a robot who is a bomb.
I thought you meant, like, this is a bomb. Like, don't the kids say bomb
the
to
bomb.
me?
Doc-
No, I just
not
find
anymore.
like this is I don't know if this was a thing in 1993, but it's a thing
Yeah,
now.
bomb robots, yeah.
Like the disposal units.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever
if there's
they're
a
called.
hazardous situation, you send a robot in to deal with it and not a person.
Robots are people too. Just kidding, they're not. They're robots.
Unless they're cute and can replicate.
I'd rather
things.
robots be considered people than corporations.
Fair enough.
Wow, that's deep, man.
Cutting.
Kill all humans.
Edgy. Okay. Anyway, before we get ourselves cut on Chris's edge, I'm gonna wrap this up. So anyway, so it turns out
And
that
this has been Ames.
at the side, in addition to this stuff going on, Geordi's mom is also missing in action. Apparently, she's the captain of a ship. This is the first we've heard of this. But Geordi's mom's a ship captain, and apparently her ship is missing.
And she's trying really hard to
And
hook Geordi up
to-
with a woman
and
who's
to,
actually
and to
interested.
confuse matters even more, there's yet another ship that is trapped under the clouds of this gas giant planet.
Yeah.
So
What was it called?
I don't fucking care.
Jupiter?
So basically,
Ramen.
Geordi's like, listen, I can go onto that ship in the robot suit, using the robot, and we can try to rescue the crew if they're still alive, or we can get the data off the ship. We do whatever. So
Data's not on the ship. Data's over there.
So he does that. He goes to the ship, and everyone's dead. But then his mom is there randomly. It's not her ship. And she's like, Geordi, you have to help us. We're trapped even lower in the atmosphere.
I'm trying to find you.
That was exactly what the voice he was just doing.
And Geordi comes back. He's like, listen, I want to fly the ship lower in the atmosphere, because if I can, then maybe I can beam my mom and her crew off of her ship that's also in there. And everyone else is like, yeah, this seems kind of crazy that you're just like seeing your mom. And then like Geordi comes up with this ridiculous theory about bullshit, and like Data's like, yeah, I guess in like a fucking really remote way that's possible, but
We've seen less possible things happen.
but like not really.
Remember in the chase when everyone all converged in one fucking place at the same time?
In the end, and also it turns out that using this robot thing like actually fucks with Geordi's brain and could kill him.
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah.
I think I literally said the same thing when I was watching it.
So anyway, so he goes onto the ship against everyone's best judgment and basically starts flying the ship lower into the atmosphere. And everyone's like, what the fuck's happening? We didn't authorize this.
Why is Data helping?
But they can't unplug him because he's in too deep. It's like the Matrix. He has to get to the phone. So
But can he bend a spoon?
He can.
We should rewatch The Matrix, too.
No.
So he flies deeper and deeper and deeper into the atmosphere. And meanwhile, his mom's like, come deeper, deeper, Geordi. I want it deeper.
Yikes.
Deeper, harder, faster.
No!
Until he finally realized that, wait a minute, you're not my real mom.
Which literally anyone that had ever seen any Star Trek.
Yeah. So
realize
turns out
right
that
away.
she's
You
actually,
have to remember that Geordi doesn't get to watch Star Trek.
No,
she's
but he lives
blind.
it.
an alien.
Oh.
What? That wasn't the joke we were going for.
No.
Wow.
Ouch.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
So anyway, it wasn't his mom. It was an alien that took the form of his mom.
Shock.
We've seen that before too.
And
bonding
so,
anyone?
so they
Salt vampires.
so really what she wanted to do is trick him into flying the ship lower, not for any nefarious reasons, just because she was stuck on the ship and needed to be lower to get off the ship.
Something like that.
She got off.
So anyway,
no.
it's really a happy ending for all involved. The aliens get saved. Geordi doesn't die. His mom does. So not a happy ending
so what
for
you're
her.
saying is it's not really a happy ending for
Geordi
everybody.
didn't. There wasn't really much mourning going on, but whatever.
Yeah, they very much like, oh, it's okay. I kind of feel like I got to say goodbye. Yeah, but you fucking didn't,
No,
though.
that's true.
And
people
really,
in
you
Starfleet
shouldn't.
don't seem to do a lot of mourning to begin with.
So, I think the most important thing to take away from this episode is the fact that apparently the Excelsior is still in service.
Excelsior. Sorry.
That's one of the ships they send after the Hera.
Now it might not be the same Excelsior,
But you know what? Since they didn't specify,
No,
as
it's
far
a-
as I'm concerned, Captain Sulu's ship is still kicking around.
Wasn't there another Excelsior appearance?
Yeah, I think technically that's supposed to be a different Excelsior, but...
Well,
Anyway, I get the impression you didn't care for this episode, Jake.
I mean, I did not really.
Why?
Because I thought it was quite boring.
It was super obviously not his mom,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, like
I
the minute
thought
you
that-
see her, like, so that's an alien.
I
Like,
thought-
even he shouldn't have
Or he's
believed
crazy.
it.
He could have been crazy.
I thought
That cat.
everybody kind of was not.
My friend.
I thought it was a contrivance that, like, oh, Geordi's the only person with the capability to pilot this thing because he's
Yeah.
got the brain implant. Data, they couldn't have Data do it.
Originally, in the original plot, it was going to be Riker.
What
and,
Data do?
And Kyle Riker, his dad, whom we've met and played Gladiators with, was going to
Who
have
stuck it
died.
to Pulaski.
Oh, yeah. But they said that was going to be too much, like, frame of mind? Is what I wrote down.
What? Wasn't that the one where Riker was nuts?
Because
Just
he's
in
crazy.
terms of him seeing
Oh.
things. And also, LaForge having the ocular
Thingus, yeah.
implants.
And as
was
soon
gonna
as
help.
Geordi was like, I've been seeing my mom, like, why didn't anybody be like, let's just end this experiment right now? Because clearly he's
Something's
not
wrong, yeah.
equipped to deal with this right now. His mom is probably
I
dead.
will say, at least they wouldn't have to have pulled a character out of their ass for the Riker plot.
Yeah,
Like, they
it
have-
would have
I
seemed
don't
a
mind
little...
meeting Mama LaForge.
No, I mean,
No, but-
certainly...
And we know the least about Geordi probably overall as a character.
True, and I
other
think he
than
has...
He's blind.
They have mentioned in the past that his parents were Starfleet, so I mean, it's
Mhm.
not completely out of nowhere, but...
He
we
had
would've-
that fire as a kid, and now his mom
Oh, yeah.
is
fire.
Is a fire being.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think I wouldn't have been keen on the episode, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest thing is just that, like, maybe in some way they were trying to be like, oh no, like, this is how he's dealing with his grief, is, putting himself in danger or whatever. And
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Troy tried to therapy him hard. Wasn't
but,
working.
like,
It's
honestly,
Troy.
it
That
did
seems
not
to be
read
her
that
theme
way.
this season.
LeVar
Yes.
Burton didn't play it that way. I don't know. I don't know who to blame, but I think the writers
Troy.
and the director have a hand in how
Yeah.
this story failed for me.
Yeah, no, it
I think if it had not been his mom, like, I know that they wanted to have it have an emotional impact.
No,
but
yeah. See, if it doesn't have an emotional
Well, no,
impact, then
because-
you're not going to feel
But
rooted
here's the
in
thing. Here's the
story.
thing. Like, Geordi falls in love with women always. If
Yeah, but
there's
he
a
can't
woman,
fall in love with his mom.
Should have
I
been
know.
Leah Brahms.
So what they could have done is had a woman on the ship that was like the one survivor of the accident.
Then Geordi's just being typecast as the guy who's always falling in love with women.
I mean, but
He's
that
not-
already is his
Yeah,
type.
that's
Give
kinda
him another
happened.
fucking dimension. It's season
but-
7.
but
You
this
might
is
as well
not-
finish his character.
Well, they could,
An
maybe
interesting dimension is the problem.
maybe they could have done it like that one woman he didn't try to sleep with from the creepy evolution episode.
Oh yeah, his
Returned
old
into a-
friend or whatever.
Maybe her ship could have gone missing.
Yes.
Anyway, no, I didn't hate this episode. Of the first couple of episodes of season 7, it's the one I probably don't dislike the least.
I mean, I will say, because of how much I hated Liaisons, like, this one definitely was way better in comparison.
Oh, I liked Liaison a lot better.
I think I did too.
But in
Really?
retrospect, it's like, again, it was like you said, Jake, the minute you see it, it's like, all right, so she's going to be an alien, and we're not figuring this out for some reason.
She's trying to get him to do things for her.
Yeah, like...
True.
We've
And
been
he's just
here.
being manipulated.
We've been... That's what this week
And
is.
she could have
We've been here.
The fire being, could easily have even said, instead of pretending to be your mom, can I just tell you what we need as another species?
Yeah.
Also, don't we have the ability to download the data from...
No, Data's on the ship.
Geordi's brain? Like, didn't we see that already? Where, like, when he was looking at stunt doubles?
Oh, yeah.
So...
No, but that was from his visor. This isn't from his visor. This is from a probe.
Oh, I thought it was part of his...
I thought
it was because the probe was interfacing with his visor inputs.
But, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they could probably see what the probe is seeing, but the probe
that's
might
the
not
thing.
be picking up the mother.
Well,
the same
that's
way.
exactly right, because if...
I see where you're going
if
with
it
this.
was, they could have been like, no, that's an alien, dude. That's clearly an alien.
Yeah, it was just the fact that, like, it just, no one figured out, like, I mean, yeah, obviously it's fair to assume he's probably just crazy. But not one person went, maybe it's an alien? Because we've already run into this, like, how many times now?
Well, also, the whole reason he had to stay on the ship, right, and do this dangerous activity was because he had to pilot it lower into the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
If they knew it was an alien, if the alien had just said, I'm an alien and I need your help,
Yeah.
he could have just been like, okay, point the ship nose down, press go, and quit the game.
Yeah.
You'll get there in 15 minutes.
Yeah, have fun.
There's no reason that he had to be on the ship.
Also, I know they didn't specify, but that had to have been an Oberth, right? Like, doomed little science vessel.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way it wasn't.
Yeah, those things suck.
Was it? I was under the impression it was like a small ship or something.
Yeah, Oberths are pretty small.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I for some reason didn't even get the impression it was a big ship.
Yeah, they didn't specify, but because they didn't, I was like, yeah, it's doomed little Oberth.
Whenever there's a science ship that's gotten in way over its head, it's gonna be one of those.
Yeah.
See, I liked the setup of the episode an awful lot. I thought the idea of the probe and interfacing with the probe was very interesting. It was an interesting artistic choice that they had Geordi playing the probe, basically so that the audience would understand what was going on.
Yeah, but they had him not have his visor and not have his contact lenses, so it was clear from the beginning that it was, something's weird here.
Yeah.
Because the episode I actually kind of like the way it opened with, it was just Geordi, sans visor, walking around the ship trying to solve a problem, and then he sticks his hand in some fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's
and then
weird.
they pull back and show him hooked up with all the tubes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess even at first, without
It's a
the
good setup.
visor, it can work because you maybe think, oh, he finally did that thing they mentioned back in season 2.
Got those eye implants.
I did like his super suit. It reminded me of a little bit of the suits that they wore in Tholian Web.
The spacesuits, yeah.
Without the helmet, though.
I was gonna say,
but they had they kind
the
of
weird wires
the
on it,
colors and everything.
Yeah.
It was very colorful.
I didn't think of that. I was too busy thinking, did they just take Lore's outfit from Descent and slap a bunch of wires on it?
No,
'Cause
the
I was-
suit was colorful, though.
Mm.
I know they had a lot of trouble with the suit because they had so many individually controlled lights on it.
Oh.
They're all powered by battery.
Yeah, nowadays
Like
you
watch
just have an
batteries?
Arduino and
That's
you're
interesting.
done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a matter of it would take 10 minutes to get every single light turned on, and then when they're done, turn every single light off so you don't waste the battery.
I also thought it was kind of cheap, and I don't know if this must have been a choice because they had to have built it. But we only see the probe, I think, in that one
In the reflection?
Yeah, they never actually built the probe. Because we see it in the reflection, it's clearly bad CG. And then we see a picture of it on a computer display, and it's just the same model.
But it looked to me like it was barely more involved than the Nomad.
Yeah, no, it was very basic.
Yeah,
But I think the other thing too is if you saw it up close, you'd be like, wait, there's no way it could have the same dexterity as a person.
Mm.
When Geordi is going down that ladder and he says, "Oh, my left leg isn't working," I'm thinking, does the probe have legs? No, it's just a different compatible equivalent kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
like,
that doesn't make sense because the probe seems to be floating.
Well, it
The
basically had
probe-
something to do
the
with his
probe-
interface.
Yeah, I think the probe is. I think it was designed to simulate for the user.
Yeah.
The actions of walking.
That's trippy.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, what I thought was clever, I will admit, is like, you can pretty much explain like how everything he did probably like, when he was touching people's necks, that was activating a tricorder or something inside the machine telling them, they're dead.
Yeah, so there's a lot of imagination.
Yeah.
I did kind of... So that is an interesting choice that they made for this episode, to have Geordi playing the probe. Or to have LeVar playing the probe.
Right, yeah, because he has to tell his quote-unquote mother, oh, right, you're only seeing me as a probe right now. Because, so basically it's fire being talking to robot.
Yeah.
Which is different from what we see in the show.
Yeah, so that's actually an interesting choice. I guess I hadn't really thought too much about that.
I hadn't either. No.
That, like... Because they don't do that a lot on Star Trek, where they'll go abstract with something like that. So yeah, I guess that's kind of neat from a storytelling perspective.
Yeah, that gives me actually like a new appreciation of this episode, in a way. I mean, I still didn't love it, but I think that is pretty cool.
Geordi's dad didn't seem terribly broken up about the...
That was Ben Vereen, according to the opening credits.
Who's that?
Famous, I think he's primarily a dancer and an actor.
Yeah.
I want to say. Like, big stage guy.
I recognize the name. I could not tell you why. It's just a name that is in the ethos.
He might have been in before it was a stage show. There was a concept album for Jesus Christ Superstar, and I think he was Judas on that.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, he was a big. I want to say he was also. Was he on Contact or something? I feel like he was on a kids show in the 80s. But yeah, no, he's actually kind of a big name. Like, I was kind of surprised to see his name pop up.
Neat.
Data was interesting this episode. Because first we have him watching emptiness poetry.
Yes.
Which is actually a fascinating idea. It reminds me a bit... Have you ever read the Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman?
I have started it a couple times.
It's dense. It's so good, though. It's like really, really interesting storytelling.
Yeah, it's considered the first postmodern novel, and modernism hadn't even existed yet.
It's quite great. Lawrence Stern is a genius. He's a fucking genius.
Yeah, one day I will read it.
Like in the book, there's literally just a page because they had just learned how to do all these fancy new things with typesetting and printer presses and shit. There's just a page in the book that's all black. That's just all inked entirely in one big block to symbolize death or some shit.
Yeah.
And then there's like another page that he specifically leaves it blank and informs and tells you the Widow Wadman, I want to say, is so beautiful we can't describe it. Here's a blank page for you to draw the most beautiful woman you can draw. It's great. It's so fucking great.
It was also adapted
wild.
loosely into a really interesting movie.
The movie's also great.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
isn't
have
that
it.
with Steve Coogan and...
Yeah, I've seen the movie. But it's really
Scully's
it's a meta
in it.
movie because it's about them trying to make the movie.
But it hits
of
on
the
certain
book.
similar
because it's
themes.
so impossible because it's like so interestingly written that you can't make a movie out of that.
Speaking of meta, possibly Ben Vereen's casting was that, because he was also in Roots, which is of course where LeVar Burton first started to get really well known.
Where Ben Vereen. Well, wait. Oh, yeah, no, I like Data experiencing the emptiness. That was very cute. But then later on, Data decides to help Geordi go ahead and steal the probe.
That was another thing.
Do the thing, and Data's rationality is, oh well, I could write you up for this. I could send you to the brink for this, or whatever the hell Data says. And then he starts helping him, and Geordi gives him this look like, "You're helping me?" And he says, "Well, I can't write you up if you haven't done it yet."
But you're doing it, Data.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, okay, so in 2 seconds, you're going to send him to the brig and call security.
Yeah, Data's whole thought, like, that's another issue I have with the writing, is that I don't think, as much as Data is Geordi's friend, I don't think he would have done... He might have helped him, but I think his rationale was unsound. His logic for helping him was not Data logic.
What he should have done was started to look like he was going to help him and go, actually, wait a minute. I'm just remembering a time where a friend of mine wouldn't help me turn off the safety protocols in the holodeck. Yeah. And then he walks off and flips him the bird.
He goes into the holodeck,
but
kills
he
a
can't
couple
see it
Borg.
because he's not wearing his visor.
True. Oh, fun fact, I just stumbled across Madge Sinclair, who played Geordi's mother.
That's her
also
name.
in Roots.
Oh.
I know it was Madge something, but I couldn't remember the rest.
Like, really, the producers are like, okay, we need some black actors.
Hey, LeVar, who do you know?
Any. so LeVar, if I could get some people.
Yowza. You're probably right, but...
Yeah, okay, so at the end, after they rescue the aliens, Picard, like, gives Geordi a stern talking to.
As well he should.
And then like, Geordi's like, well, Data helped. And
Tattletale.
and then Picard's like, well, I'll deal with Data later.
Oh, being fair, he didn't say Data help. I think he was trying to, not cover, but like...
Excuse?
Yeah, because he was starting to say, like, Data was just, and then Picard cuts him off.
I know. But, yeah, I wonder if Picard did also give Data a reprimand. Because I feel like Data is just, like, this was a conspiracy. Like, I give them equal, they both broke the rules.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes, Data is not acting like Data.
He's not acting like
Data. I didn't like
that. He should have, I think he's earned himself an official reprimand. I mean, he didn't stab a fellow crewman, but it's pretty bad.
I mean, I think this is yet another one of those Star Trek things where it's like, well, on the one hand, we're mad at you because you broke the rules. On the other hand, good came out of it, so...
How dare you go and kidnap those whales?
I mean, it's not like he did anything crazy like hijack the ship and lock everyone out of the computer.
Yeah, no.
Or, betray the ship, escape with a Borg prisoner, and then join his brother in some kind of a fight against the ships and try to kill Geordi.
Dude, he would never do that.
But like, this is up there with things that he could do that would be bad.
Yes.
I wrote in my notes, is there a point to this therapy session?
No.
Was that with Troy? It was probably with Troy, wasn't it?
Presumably.
Oh, Beckett, you were being so friendly earlier.
Why do you have to wind him up and hold him right here? This cat's gonna actually kill me, Ames.
He was
Jesus Christ.
Earlier he was snuggling.
I was gonna say, 8 seconds ago he was rubbing up on my business, and I was like, I'm not gonna move because he might realize who I am any second now.
Anyway.
So, speaking, we talked about failures of direction earlier. Another one I noticed was, Geordi and Data's quarters are clearly the same set because they have the same exact art on the same exact wall. Like if you look
the room, like a hotel room.
If you look above where his computer was, where he was watching the message from his mother, like there's just a line of stuff there. And
it's like in The Sims when you can copy rooms.
Yeah. It was like later on you see the same art on the same wall, like right next to the entrance.
So the question
room.
Is Data emulating Geordi, or is Geordi emulating Data?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Who's copying who here?
I'd say Data probably.
Unless
there's something Data painted. He made one for himself and one for Gordo.
Well, here's the other thing too, though, is that we know that ugly ass glass statue that he has.
Oh, that his girlfriend gave him?
Gave him.
Fucking bitch.
So we know his girlfriend gave him that. So if Geordi also has that, then it's definitely Geordi that's doing the copycat.
Well, maybe she slings it around all over the ship and just has a bunch of those. Just replicates them. Like, I made you this ugly piece of shit.
That's pretty much the only part of the room we saw when it was Geordi's room, so we don't know if he has the weird plastic statue.
Cool. Well, I think we've said all we should say about this, unless anybody has anything else.
Riker had a nice moment with Geordi.
I don't even remember what the hell Riker did in the show.
All I wrote was, that is a nice moment with Riker, and I had a note that scene was added later because they didn't have enough episode. And they filmed it three days after the fact.
Huh.
Cool.
Oh, I threw the other card on the floor. Hang on.
I vaguely recall.
I have many fits of rage.
Clearly.
I vaguely recall they had a scene together, but I can't remember specifically what happened.
It was something cute where Riker was commiserating with him about loss or some shit. Oh, because Riker lost his mom? Did that come on?
Yeah.
Oh, right, the bit about the stories and this and that. Right. That was pretty good.
I have to admit, unfortunately, that it's taken over 6 seasons, but I finally have succumbed, and I have like a major boner for Jonathan Frakes now.
Nice.
It's funny.
You should watch Beyond Belief.
It's funny though, because I feel like this is the season where I was thinking this, but like I feel like this these past couple episodes, it's like, man, Frakes looks like he wasn't sleeping much for the first few episodes of filming because he's just looked so tired.
Doesn't he look tired?
Yeah, you should see Jonathan Frakes today. I mean,
he looks less tired.
He looks like a tire now.
That's just
not nice.
Poor Jonathan Frakes. Yeah, he's got that middle-aged spread. We're not even middle-aged and we've already got that spread. We're not
By
going to look
spread,
like...
you mean cream cheese. Then
We're not
yes.
going to look like tires. We're going to look like the fucking Michelin Man.
Yes, I won't look
real. We're going to look like corpses.
I won't look as
Come on.
good at his age.
Well, that's...
At the rate we're going.
Jesus, that's...
Yeah, global warming will kill us all before we can get to Jonathan Frakes' current
No,
age.
no, we're going to eat ourselves to death.
Yeah, no, he wasn't... Yeah,
I wasn't saying that.
yeah no.
No, we're just really unhealthy here.
We got any more of that pizza?
I want to just wring out the grease into my mouth.
Time for our
That
post-dinner ham.
That is the greasiest fuck. It's delicious, but that pizza's so greasy.
It's real
It
greasy.
just comes out.
Yeah.
It comes out later, too.
Oh.
Basically the same way it goes in.
Yikes.
I'm sorry, Jake. I should have asked you if you wanted pizza today because I realized last time we had pizza, you had a stomach problem.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll be fine. I'll die.
Half the fun of pizza is the diarrhea after the fact. What's the problem?
Yeah.
All right, Jake us out.
All right. I think we've gotten to the diarrhea portion of the evening, so I think it's time to move
It's
on.
like the evening gown.
Star Trek is the aperitif, and
This is
this is the main course, the poop talk.
the diarrhea?
All right. Anyway, so next time on Star to Steer Her By, we're going to talk about 2 new episodes.
3.
Well,
A 3.
it's a 2-parter and a 1. So
That makes 3.
depending on how you look at it, I guess we'll call it 3 episodes. We're going to talk about 3 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and those episodes are Gambit.
No one's favorite X-Man.
I was gonna say, mon cher.
Part 1 and Gambit Part 2, followed by Phantasms.
Yes.
Phantasms.
Isn't that what Bev has when she's fucking ghosts?
That's right, in a couple of
Oh
weeks.
man, that's this season, isn't
It
it?
has to be.
Oh man, finally.
Anything you've been waiting for TNG, it's gotta be this season.
I know. We have the posters with characters from all the episodes, and I keep looking at a couple being like, I don't think we've met you yet. Who are you?
Ames, that's Picard.
Oh,
That's
God.
coming up next time on A Star to Steer Her By. Until then, join us online at Facebook. Just search for A Star to Steer Her By. You can also find us on Twitter and Tumblr, where our handle is SSHB Podcast. Also, find our website, www.sshbpodcast.com.
You should do commercials.
You can download our podcast on iTunes, Google, and SoundCloud.
Is it weird that I have a boner?
No.
I mean,
Thank you for
Everyone
listening.
at this table has a bone.
My name has been Jake.
This has been Chris.
This has been Ames.
and this is always Caitlin.
Peace and long life.
God damn it! Season 7 of TNG and you figure out a sign out, you bastard!
You literally only did that so you could leave it in the end.